alternative process enthusiast. My work focus is bringing awareness to the impact that anxiety disorders have on the human condition. So over 40 million Americans over the age of 18 have anxiety disorder, which is roughly 18% of the adults in this country. It is a disorder of a highly organized and very successful person. In fact, you probably know about a lot of people who have it already, like Chance the Rapper, or Adele, or Jennifer Lawrence, or Oprah, or a bunch of people. Anxiety typically is a normal reaction to stress. It's fight or flight. But a number of factors can turn it into being a disorder. Those factors can be genetic, psychological, environmental, developmental, and can also run in families. So in 2013, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and panic disorder. However, it's been around my whole life the entire time. It was just diagnosed then. Which is a beautiful combination of persistent and excessive worry, restlessness, feeling on edge, being easily tired, muscle tension, panic attacks, especially in rooms with large groups of people. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, the first set of work that I'm going to talk about is called the transition, so you don't need the 3D glasses on for this part. This set of work was put in the Arthur Secunda Museum at Cleary University in 2016 in a partnership show with my best friend Andy Langis. And it is a set of 12 by 12 film double exposure photo transfer images on perch. The focus is on panic disorder and was supposed to imitate a panic attack from beginning to end, which panic disorder, in case you've never had one, is tunnel vision, fatigue, ears ringing, and mine has a special bonus of a right hand tremor. The phrases go in order, and the images are hung as a set of 10. So it starts off by saying, I'm tired and a long way from home. Has the world gone mad, or is it me? You said something, but I can't remember anything. Hold it in, they come at me from both sides of my mind. I can't change my thoughts, my dear. I'm swimming in the darkness and drowning in the noise. You were making up excuses for me. Minutes pass and I'm trying to hide the shame. At once I knew I was not magnificent, and this will be the death of me, I know. Okay, so there are positive things about this series. For one, it got into a museum. Sweet, right? So that part's cool. It also raised awareness to people who might not know what this feels like. Negatives is that nobody wanted to hang it up and made everybody feel miserable. And people felt like it was too negative and in their face, and they wanted to know why I was wallowing in my grief. Yeah, my husband actually hates this series too because he doesn't like that this is the way that it actually feels for me. So after that, 3D glasses on. I moved into a series in April 2017 called Hyperstimulation. These are digital double exposures that then I transferred onto birch with gold leaf edges. Let's pause for a second. Why am I an alternative process enthusiast? It's because I like the idea of unpredictability. And there's this huge age-old argument in photography of whether or not it's an art or not. And that comes from the fact that photography is very easily reproduced. The difference is, though, in what I do, I transfer photographs onto wood. Transfers are always different every single time, even if I repeat the same exact image. So the topic of hyperstimulation is a visual representation of a stress response. That is a physiological action that the body takes in a fight or flight situation. It's an emergency response in your body to give you super strength in dangerous situations. So even though you might not realize it, your body goes through a stress response every time that you perceive something as being a threat to you. This is positive when you're actually in danger, but it's not positive when anxiety disorder makes you feel like you're always in danger. This takes many forms. This project is a representation of the visual response. So this shows up by a difficulty to see clearly. Lights and colors get too bright. You get visual snow. Your vision blurs and overlaps, and you have tunnel vision. As an artist, clearly having hyperstimulation is a problem. It affects my ability to do my artwork when I want to, and it affects how I see artwork on a daily basis. But I decided to turn it around and use it to my advantage. So I used double exposure images and extremely bright colors, and the unpredictability in transfer to make it so that when people who don't have this look at this, they can feel the way that I do. at this point has over 300 images that are ready to be transferred onto board. I've done about 50. So where do the 3D glasses come in? If you look at the images without the 3D glasses, they're visually stimulating, but pretty much taken at face value. Most people see them as being pretty. The colors are intended to be fun and exciting. They're pretty small. They're like 4x6, 6x8, or 8x10 to bring intimacy to the image. But when you actually put the 3D glasses on, it induces hyperstimulation to the person who is looking at them. So it's not a true 3D. Your eye is dancing between the two versions of the image, and if you are starting to feel a little overwhelmed looking at them, that was on purpose. So hyperstimulation has been received in positive ways, this set of work. I went from having one show a year to multiple shows per month, including a show in Brooklyn. And then I also have been featured in a couple of magazines, 1340 Art Magazine for Q3 in a Women's Thing Madness issue alongside New York Times bestseller Ian Lepucki, who had a short story called Glittering Green Ribbons. And then cool things like opportunities to do this talk. So, although anxiety disorders, typically speaking, can feel overwhelmingly negative, there can be positive aspects to them too. For example, being driven and motivated, and being empathetic to the world around us, and typically being seen as good leaders because you understand other people's silent issues. So because of this, I've dedicated my life's work to bring awareness to this disorder that affects so many of us on a daily basis.